All right, hello everyone. This is your girl Kim Q here, but you can call me just plain Q. And this video is brought on by a conversation when I had with someone on Facebook today. So I was talking with someone who said they were really just looking for ways to make money online, and so I asked them, well, I asked them basically, what have you heard? What have you researched so far? And so they told me all these different companies. And so I said, have you heard of DSD? And they said, yes, I heard of it. But I went to this forum and they said this, they said that. And he sent me the link to this long essay written by someone known as Mr. X. Which I thought was funny because I'm like, you're taking this person as an authority and they won't even say what their name is. You know, they're just someone out there. But Mr. X was basically saying that he was in DSD and he followed the training and he didn't make any sales, and his account was eBay shut down his account, and he was like, and I had a $45,000 limit, and so basically the person with whom I was speaking, they used that as their justification for ruling DSD out as a potential company that they would do business with. And I just let them know, like, I don't think anything of that per se, because quite frankly, I remember when I was in a different place in my life, and I used to think that anything that was good was too good to be true. Oh, it's too good to be true. I've since learned that whenever you say that things are too good to be true, they always will be too good to be true for you. So I now know better, therefore I do better. But I did just tell this person, hey, why are you listening to someone who failed? Why are you listening to someone who failed at a company versus talking to someone who has had success? I know for a fact that the company does work because it has saved me time and time again, where I literally will be thinking, okay, I just had some good sales coming. I mean, with DSD, you get paid every day is payday. Any moment in time. You can be sitting down having a dinner. You can be sitting down having dinner and the waitress come and say, you want some dessert? And you say, oh no. And then a cha-ching come and you be like, you know what? Come back. Yes, I'll have dessert after all. Dessert for the whole table on me. I mean, literally, that is how it works when you work it. So I just reminded the gentleman that, hey, what you're saying really doesn't make sense, in the sense that if you wanted to be a doctor, would you talk to someone that flunked out of medical school? No, I don't think we ever would. In real life, whenever we want to do something, or we hear of like our children, they want to do a certain profession or learn about something, we always take them to an expert. If your child wants to learn karate, you would take them to like the master karate, the equivalent of Mr. Miyagi. And that's where you would say, hey, learn karate from this guy because they're an expert. You would never, ever, 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 ever take them to someone who had failed, or who has whatever the first belt is, or who doesn't even have that first belt. You know what I'm saying? So I really find it ironic that in the home-based business arena, regardless of whether it's an online or an offline business, that we always look to people that have failed. My mom did that and she didn't do well. My cousin did that and he didn't do well. My coworker did that and they didn't do well. And that is who you're taking your advice from? People, you got to realize that there are opportunities out there, but they will forever pass you by if your eyes are closed. Okay, you've got to open your eyes, and you got to at some point say, what role am I playing? Are you taking other people's opinions, or are you seeking counsel? And that was another thing I had to learn. I had to learn the difference between someone's opinion versus an expert's counsel. Okay, so an opinion, everyone has it. They don't have to know what they're talking about. They can just, and opinions are usually free, and that's exactly what they're worth. But when you seek someone's counsel, you are going to someone who has expertise in a particular arena because they've succeeded in it. And usually their counsel should or would cost you money, because that's just how valuable it is. If you're lucky or fortunate, sometimes you can get it for free, but that doesn't mean it's worth nothing. So I have learned how to stop asking the opinions of anyone that will volunteer their opinion and seek the counsel of someone who's had success in doing the thing that I want to do. Hopefully that makes sense to you, because if it doesn't, you will forever find yourself completely lost and just turning around in circles, wondering what to do or why you're never getting ahead. It's all in who you're listening to. And it's all in, and stop saying that going to forums is doing research. Please, Google is not God. Okay? I have a bachelor's in journalism. I have been trained on how to effectively research stuff inside and out. So it trips me out when people say, yeah, that sounds good, but let me do my research. And then they go to Google and say, whatever the company name is XYZ company a scam? Okay, I'm sorry if you do that, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just thinking about numerous things, okay? But whatever you're looking for, you'll find. Whatever you are looking for, you will find. So if you Google is such a scam, yes, you're going to find a bunch of stuff to validate it. But again, usually that stuff is written by people who didn't do the work. So it didn't work for them because they didn't work for it. So don't do that, okay? Please, 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 please don't do that. Do real research. Seek out the people that are having success. Talk to them. And stop, just taking advice from anyone, because you're basically just screwing yourself, for lack of a better word. And you think you know what you're talking about, but really you look foolish, because when you're talking to someone who has the results and you're telling them, it doesn't work when it's working for them, then you really just show why it is that you are exactly where it is you are. And I'm not saying that coming from a place of judgment. I'm saying that because I had to realize that about myself. I didn't have the results that I wanted with regards to certain things in my life. And so I had to take a look at myself and say, hey, what are you doing? What role do you play in this not being up to your satisfaction? So hopefully this video helped out someone. Please, guys, stop going to these forums with people named Mr. X saying that such and such a thing doesn't work. And here's another thing about that whole Mr. X situation. It was crazy because he was like, oh, I had gotten my account up to a limit of $45,000 and because of DSD, it was canceled. If you go on YouTube or any social media platform, you will find tons of people who are not in DSD talking about how they hate the fact that eBay just will, at a moment's whim, shut down their account. So having your account shut down, sometimes it has to do with you, and sometimes it just happens. I mean, if you don't believe me, Google that, YouTube that. There are tons of people who are not involved in DSD and they've had their account shut down because eBay is like a little dictator. And they just want to sometimes shut down your account. But it's not a DSD thing. It's either you or it's either eBay. Also with the whole Mr. X thing, and I brought this up with the person that I was speaking, they were talking about how their account, they had up to $45,000 limit. It's so funny that they acted like that was a big deal. Now, granted, it is good. It is decent. But I have a friend who just had his limit increased to over $1 million, and he's in DSD. And he did that using the tactics that he learned about in DSD. So again, there's always two sides to every story, but don't believe the hype, especially if the hype is coming from someone who's either failed in a company or never, even worse yet, they've never been in the company. All right. So I don't know if I said it already. It's like after midnight. I may have already said it, but if you like this video, go ahead and say that you like it. I would love to read your comment, and I would definitely love to have you subscribe to my channel so that you always stay abreast of whatever I post that is new. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.